Hello and welcome to this briefing on the National Professional Qualifications. My name is Lisa Harrison. I'm from the Spencer Teaching School Hub, and in today's briefing I'm particularly going to concentrate on the National Professional Qualification for Senior Leadership. As we go through today, some aims that I want to cover in today's briefing is I want to be able to give you some reasons and excitement to apply for the Mpqsl. I want to make sure that you know where it fits into the suite of qualifications, give you some help and guidance on applying, and then delve a little bit deeper into the qualification to be able to give you some more information on it. So on this slide here, you'll see I've got a graphic from Education Development Trust. It's hyperlinked and you can click on that and you can download a full brochure as well on the Mpqsl. So I said that we needed to know where this fitted, so the DFE has created a golden thread that runs right through initial teacher training through to the early career framework and national professional qualifications, and the same themes and threads and just at a more deeper level happens through all of those qualifications. The reformed NPQs fall into two main categories. We've got the new specialist NPQs, which is NPQ leading teaching, leading behaviour and leading teacher development, and then we've got the reformed leadership NPQs, the senior leadership one that we're going to move on to discuss in more detail now, the NPQ for headship and the NPQ for executive leadership. So that golden thread you can see in practice here. So all the qualifications right from the ITT early career framework, the specialist NPQs and the leadership NPQs are all structured in a learn that and learn how to way. And you can see from this module here, module 5 from the Mpqsl on additional and special educational needs, you can see that we've got particular things that it says that we need to be able to learn that and then learn how to. And some of the things in here are really interesting. So for example, if you look at the third bullet point down on learn how to, you'll see it talks about showing examples of how to adapt lessons, but really maintaining that high expectation so all students in our school experience success. The leadership NPQs are 18-month qualification, and all of the three qualifications, SL, H and EL, are structured into 4 blocks of learning. They all have face-to-face webinar and recorded webinar sessions, and linked to that they also have a self-study element of it as well. And from the information that you can see on here, you can see how those blocks are divided between those different study methods. So who should apply for Mpqsl? So Mpqsl is designed not just for those that are already in school leadership, but also those that are aspiring to be a senior leader, particularly with that cross-school responsibility. And so taking a look further into the Mpqsl, what might excite us to really want to study for this qualification? Well, senior leaders have such a wide and varied role that it allows us to put people in one place and be able to share peer-to-peer knowledge around that expertise and around that varied role. The Mpqsl concentrates on making sure that we've got that ambition vision in our schools to make sure that all children succeed. It talks about change management culture, and it's got quite a lot in there around ethos and how to create an ethos where both staff and students thrive. It's written by Education Development Trust and so is up to date and contains relevant material as you would expect. So you'll see there's a link on the bottom of the slide to the DFE publishing service where you'll find the full details of what the Mpqsl consists of, and you'll be able to dive into that and look at what really interests you around this qualification. There's a brief point on here that there's the 4 blocks of learning which we discussed earlier, and it's an 18-month duration with that 81 hours of study. So within those blocks there are 10 different elements within this qualification, and they're on here, and I hope just by some of the titles of those they really interest you, and I'd be really interested in looking at the module on teaching and professional development and implementation on there. It might be that your interest is really in governance and working in partnership and that SEND part as well, but there's plenty in there. It's very wide, as you can see from those 10 points, around the expertise needed to be a senior leader within schools. So So some nuggets of the NPQsl. This is taken from the Learn How To, and you can see again just the wide range that this qualification covers. So there's a lot around this strategic direction and ethos, and how we set that and how we get people on board with that, particularly when we're looking to make improvements. Very topical is the alignment of the curriculum, assessment and teaching on there, and how we bring those together and why that's effective to do so. How we can make our work really effective with middle leaders within the school to make the most impact. And I really like the fact that it's got in here about the value of the subject expertise as teachers as well. It's got approaches on intervening in lessons with individuals and small groups rather than them having a separate lesson. How do we really do quality first teaching to make sure that all our pupils succeed? So there are scholarships available for the Mpqsl, and the scholarships are available for those that are already in a position of a senior leader or are aspiring to be a senior leader with cross-school responsibilities, and also work in a state-funded school in England within the top 30th percentile. If scholarship's not available for you, then you can self-fund, or schools can fund, and that's at a cost of £1,120 per delegate. So some tips on applying for the Mpqsl. It's through the DFE portal, which is linked on here. We have had a few people that says that they are finding it a little bit difficult to find their way through it. So there is a click here guide, which gives you step-by-step guidance of how to register and yourself on that DFE portal. But any issues with that at all, please just contact us at Spencer Teaching School Hub and we'll walk you through that. It is a staged process, so just by filling that in to start with doesn't mean that you've fully committed to that application. It means you've started to get in the system, and as the deadline is 3rd of October, I would recommend that you start to click on that portal and start to complete these early steps. Once you're into the portal, it'll ask you who your lead provider is, and Spencer Teaching School Hub is working with Education Development Trust, so I'd ask you to select Education Development Trust, please, as your lead provider. So as the final slide on here, there's some useful links that have been pulled together from the links shared within the briefing. The email help is on the bottom. Please don't hesitate to contact us, and should you prefer a Zoom call or a telephone call, just drop us an email and we can arrange to do that. That's no problem at all. You've also got links for the overview of the reformed NPQs, links to Education Development Trust, links to the portal, and the links to that DFE portal walkthrough video. But should you require anything else at all, as we've said earlier, please don't hesitate to contact us at mpq@spencerteachingschoolhub.com. Finally, we really look forward to working with you. These are really exciting new qualifications. They contain lots of great information and resources, very up to date, very much based in theory, and we hope that you find them as exciting as we are. So thank you very much, and hope to be working with you soon.